Outer Cape Democratic Coalition wanted to provide an opportunity for presidential candidates to be heard from. Now, we aren't lucky enough to actually have the candidates with us today. I don't know why they didn't want to come out to Eastham on a rainy Saturday, but they have other things to do, mostly in New Hampshire and Iowa. So we have representatives from the Hillary campaign and the Bernie Sanders campaign, and what we have allotted is 20 minutes per candidate, and we'll have 3 people representing each candidate, and we have timers out there, so we really want to stay on schedule because we also want to provide an opportunity for questions and answers. So the representatives have been asked to talk about their campaign strategy here on the Cape, as well as perhaps talk about some of the issues that their candidate represents. Now, all of this is going to be done, as I said, 20 minutes per candidate. We have, in true football fashion, we flipped a coin, and the winning candidates, representatives, chose to go second. So we are going to start, when we do start, with representatives of the Hillary campaign. And I will introduce them as they speak. We're going to go one and the other, one and the other. But first, let me recognize the elected officials in the room. And if I miss anybody, shout out. We've got Ron Bergstrom from the Assembly of Delegates. Ron. We got Sheila Lyon from the County Commissioners. We have Elizabeth Garin, she's here someplace, selectman from the town of Eastham. And Brian O'Malley, also a member of the Assembly of Delegates.
From Provincetown.
That's right. And we have, we're lucky enough to have here our representative, our state representative, Sarah Peake, and I'd like to ask Sarah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here on this rainy Saturday. We are in the room that is maybe my favorite ballroom in all of Cape Cod, maybe the entire world. We've had many great celebrations in this room. And actually, as I look around, one other person I'd like to introduce, and that is former Representative Mary Jane Gibson from Eastham, who used to represent Belmont. And it's great fun for me being here today because as I look around the room, of course, I see Mary Jane, and I remember when Ann McGuire and I found our way to her home overlooking Town Cove there in Eastham, and sat down with her and former Representative Barbara Gray, who unfortunately we have lost. And who else was in that meeting? Mary Jane, but it was Mary Jane and Barbara. And here I was, all right, so I'm running for state rep. You guys have done this, what can I do? And thanks in large part to the advice I received from those sage women that day, I get to stand here now in my 5th term. Can you believe it? So in the interest of being non-committal in my introductory remarks, I'm shifting my scarf over to hide my sticker. But along those lines, what I want to say to us is, it is wonderful that everybody is here, that you, many of you are standing out in the rain, holding signs for one candidate or the other. You know, when we pulled in and parked and I heard the honk, honk, honk as cars and trucks were going by, I have to say, I guess I'm a real political junkie because it got my adrenaline going, and I was like, yeah, it's an election year, isn't this fun? Cars are honking at people, holding signs by the side of the road, and here we go. So here we go, and we are all going to work hard for the candidate of our choice. 2 great candidates, 2 great Democrats, and boy, what a stark difference there is between the Democrats and the Republicans in this presidential election. And I can't even begin to think what this country would look like. It wouldn't even take 4 years, but partway through the first term of any of the front runners on that other side that we see standing up there in those debates. So my pitch for all of you today is not just thanking you for being involved and being engaged, but let's keep in mind that at the end of the day, we are all Democrats who share the same core democratic values. And we are going to have to come together when our nominee is selected and put away our t-shirts of the person that we supported, if they're on the losing side, or hand out new t-shirts to our new friends and allies if our candidate has won. I think we've seen the consequences where maybe old wounds haven't healed, and primaries are tough because it's like having a family fight. And family fights are sometimes more difficult to get through than fights with a neighbor or fights with a coworker or something like that. Let's not make this a family fight. Let's remember we are all a big family. We need to come together, whether it's the United States Supreme Court, whether it's world peace, whether it's the economy, you name it. There is no issue that will not be affected by the outcome of this race, and we need to make sure that next January, we are all, if you're in DC or watching our TVs, that we are watching our Democrat raise their hand and be sworn into that oath of office. So with that, welcome. I can't wait to hear from the people that are here.